finally on the road. It's close to 7 a.m. A little later start than I was hoping for. Heading down to Scottsdale for the start the Fool's Loop. It's a 230 mile bikepacking loop. So it's about a 3-hour drive to get down to Scottsdale. So that's about it. Right on. All right, I'm out on the Fool's Loop. Just getting started. I finally got out of town. I parked at my buddy Nick Fout's business. He runs Arizona Bima Works. He's letting me park my Z4 there for the duration. Wasn't a bad ride through town. It's a little breezy out. Beginning, when you get off the road, the wash is really washed out, so I had to walk part of that. But right now, it's some really nice single track. I'm probably gonna stop at Brown's Ranch Trailhead and have lunch. Stopped and got myself a breakfast burrito and a bean and rice burrito for later. So I'm well stocked on food. Really gorgeous day out. I think it's gonna be a good time camping this week. Plan is to get to Horseshoe Lake and camp there tonight, which is I think about 40 to 50 miles. Got a late start. Didn't leave Nick's place until about 10:30-ish. Riding on some really smooth single track. It was a little chunky at the start, but it's nice now. So I'll let you guys know how it's going throughout the day. But right now I'm having a good time. Just finished my lunch at the Pima Dynamite Trailhead. It's getting kind of windy out. Nice and warm. It's about a little over 80. I was ready to have some lunch for sure. But I think I'm done with the city riding at this point and just out on the Fool's Loop. I'm in a pretty well-maintained trail system, following a power line trail right now. I don't know if you can see the power lines behind me. About 16 miles done. I'm planning on camping at Horseshoe Lake, so I think I have about 35 miles to get there and pretty much all afternoon to do that. So I'm not in any hurry. Just looking forward to a good day on the bike without any traffic, which will be really nice. Anyway, I'll probably chat again if something interesting shows up or when I get to where I'm going to camp for the night. Got my bike there. Pretty cool place. Nice breeze blowing through. That little opening in the back really makes it quite cool. This is definitely one of the highlights of the Fool's Loop is Cathedral Rock. I think I have about maybe 20-ish miles to Horseshoe. So far, so good. So I think I'm going to get back on the bike and just keep pedaling on. Hello. Thanks. Hi. Thanks. Headed to the information kiosk outside of Horseshoe Reservoir. I bought my camping pass, $16 for the night, but that's the plan, is to camp at Horseshoe. So I think I have a pretty long descent on pavement to get down to the lake. Felt like I've been climbing all day today. It's first day is pretty much just uphill with a couple little downhills, but mostly you're climbing. So I'm with the drive this morning, 3-hour drive this morning. I'm pretty tired, so I'm ready to set up camp, relax, kick my feet up, just relax at the lake for the evening. So I'll see you when I get down there. Made it to Horseshoe Campground, camped right by the river. I haven't set up my camp yet. I just changed my shoes and all that. That last climb up before Horseshoe was pretty challenging. It's no joke at all. It has multiple false summits. So you think you're at the top, you go around a little corner and you see it keeps going up. And that happened many times. But I got here. So I'm glad I got here while it's still light. Definitely took longer than I thought it was going to. I did take my time most of the day today. You know, stopped and chatted with some people along the way. pretty much just enjoyed myself. Legs feel good. I sweat quite a bit. I can see a lot of sweat on my shoulder. I don't know if you can see that very well in the video, but stayed hydrated. I think I went through, I don't know, close to 200 ounces of water or fluids. So I had some tailwind nutrition. And then I did take Lament electrolyte. I mixed that with some tailwind. It was pretty tasty, just to make sure that my electrolytes are up. So I didn't have any problems with cramping today. Even though it was pretty warm, it got up to into the low 80s, which for me, you know, being up in the high mountains where it's pretty cold, that was a little shock to the system. But yeah, I think today went according to plan. I had planned to stay at Horseshoe Lake, or Horseshoe Campground, and that's where I'm at. It felt like I was climbing all day, because I was. I think tomorrow is going to be a mix. I think I have a pretty big climb in the morning, and then a long descent. My plan is to camp someplace, what was it? Cordes Junction, I think, in around that area, before I cross over the 17. And then the next day, I was going to camp so just someplace on the way back to Scottsdale. So still planning on 4 days, but you know, today was a little more challenging than I was expecting, with the combination of the heat and the climbing. If I need to take 5 days, I'll take 5 days. I'm not in any big rush, like I said. So, and I do, you know, I learned some things about the bike that I want to change. I'm not really happy with my front end setup. I put my Fred bar on from my Niner, and it moves the pads too far back, so they aren't really, they kind of squish me. They're not really comfortable. So I may go back to the Narwhal and maybe add just some pads, elevated pads on the Jones bar, so they'd be farther forward and wouldn't make me, the problem that I have now with the Narwhal is that I have to lean down too far to actually use it, so it's not comfortable for the long, you know, just sitting in it and cruising. But if I raise up the pads, I think it'll work out just fine. And that would also give me access to the Jones bag. So right now I only have stuff that I don't need very frequently, like my first aid kit and things like that, that I hopefully don't need very quickly or very often. Other than that, it was a pretty good day. So I'm gonna shut down now, set up camp, maybe do a little reading before bed, and get up bright and early. So I'll see you then.